Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We are doing another review on one of these jump starter air compressor multi-use type of things you carry around in your car. There's so many on the market now. We're trying to decipher which one's good, which one's bad, balance between budget and function. Now that you do a bunch of stuff, you can inflate your tires, you can use it as a power bank to charge your phone. Also the important part of jump starting your car, no more lugging around those big old battery cables when you can just have one of these. Company reached out to us, JF.EGWO. We did one of theirs before. That was their 6,000 amp jump starter. That's all it was, and that was just a jump starter. We did a review on that. So far, that's been working pretty good. It claimed it could start up to a 13-liter diesel. This one claims it can only start up to a 7-liter diesel, even though this one's 6,250 amps. So more amps, but can crank less. It's a little weird. That amps, as far as what it can crank stuff, is confusing, but we're going to put this. We have a vehicle over here that's been sitting a while and the motor's completely dead, or the battery is. So we're going to see if we can get that jumped with this. But first, I want to show you guys what this is. This one here from them is completely unlabeled. There's no like brand labeling on this thing at all. This box don't tell you who it's made by or anything like that. It's just I mean, it's nice packaging, but you're not going to see who makes it. I mean, you don't see it throughout any of this stuff. So and those of you who's been with the channel before, you can see this looks familiar. This looks like one of the other ones we did, except for it's slightly a little smaller. So, I mean, it can fit right under your seat. That's where I keep the other one, under the seat. I'll show you a little bit about what we got. The box gives you some information on what it has, charging capabilities and all that, but you also do have your user's manual if you need to know how to use something. Plus, you'll probably see us use it here in the video. And we'll probably get another video here, I don't know, not too long. We're going to try to do a comparison between this one, the other one we have, and we also have a NOCO. We're probably going to do a comparison video there. So make sure you stay tuned for that one. Let's get out some of these packing stuff. All right, first we got our unit. You can see it's not that big a unit. It is about the size of my hand. You can see it's not very big. You got your ports on top, your out port, your in port for charging and for charging your devices. And over here on the side, you're going to have where you hook up your cables so you can jump start. And it does have a nice display on it. We'll get that start. Let's turn it on. Should be right at 100. If the battery's fully charged, but so you can see your flashlight there. It has 3 modes. What I'm noticing though, out here outside, the display is not very bright. I mean, it says the HD display, but that is hard to see even without the glasses on. But it is fully charged. It's reading 0.0, so it must be for the air, but we're mainly concentrating on the start. Of course, we'll start the compressor so you can hear that, but that's what we're going to do with that. And then over here inside the storage, you have your USB charge cable to charge this up. You have your hose to fill up your tires, plus it has all the other connections if you wanted to fill up, I don't know, you can fill up a, outdoor, like a ball or something, all these other connections. So that's here for you. And then, of course, you got your cables right here. They have, I mean, the wire feels pretty nice. I mean, it's okay as far as the clamp goes. I don't see that. They got one small wire that connects either side of the jaws there. Normally, there's a nice big wide cable on some of the better ones. This one here, and we'll see for what it's going to be meant for. The cable is kind of small. It's only a 10. But it's kind of small for jumping what you need to jump. And I wish they'd make these a little longer. They have to be so close to the battery. I mean, you're barely stretching it like that. So they need to make these a little thicker, a little longer. That would help. And of course, you got your nice little carrying case. Like I said, it fits under your seat, in your trunk, keeps it out of the way, which is nice to have. Like I mentioned, this will start up to a 9-liter gas or a 7-liter diesel. We're going to see if it'll start. I mean, we got a big gas engine. We're going to see if it'll start that from totally dead. That'll tell us. Has an 18,000 milliamp hour battery, and it's supposed to give you 45 jump starts per charge. Not for sure on that. The air compressor can do up to 150 psi. So let's see if we can get that to make noise. We're going to hook this hose in. There we go. It's pretty easy. You just screw right in the top on that top flap. Then we're going to do that. We're just pressing the up button to get to a PSI read. Then once we get it there, well, let's get up there. You guys can hear it. It's not too loud. It sounds louder probably to you guys. I'm not sure, but it's not too bad. And like I said, it's supposed to, you could charge probably, or you could pump up your tire. I think it said from 28 to 40 on a 19-inch wheel, take about 3 minutes is what it claims. We haven't put none of those to the test, but we will. We mainly use the jump part of this anyway, because we have a bigger air compressor for our truck. So that's what we use mainly on that one. Like I said, it does have the built-in flash, or it does have the flashlight with 3 modes. Has the power bank so you can charge your devices, and they're fast charge ports, so you can charge pretty quick with it. This thing, like a lot of them, because it has the ISO 9001 standard, so it's built to a little better standard than a lot of them you see. Some you'll see of those weird ones online, they aren't built to that standard, but this one happens to be, and it has 10 levels of protection. Of course, obviously your main ones, which is what is it? Overtemp protection, overcharge protection, short circuit, overcharge, reverse polarity, low temp, overload, over voltage, AI software, all that good stuff. It has all that. Another cool thing about this one is when you are trying to jumpstart, if you're jumpstarting a battery that's completely dead, on the side here you got a force start button. That's going to let you force start. Once you do that, you're missing some of your protections when you're trying to jump it. Just like a lot of them are that way, because you're bypassing, saying, okay, I need all the juice. I'm not getting any read from the battery. Let me press this. So you can force start by that button. Small little button on the side. Would have been nice if it was like maybe rubberized in a different color so you can find it easier. Would help. But these come with a 12-month warranty, so you can go around their site, contact them, tell them if you have an issue, they'll take care of it for you. Like I mentioned, 2 of the ports on there, charge ports. You got USB-C and USB-A. You can charge either way that way. This has you can use this in -40 Fahrenheit to 140 Fahrenheit, which is, what's that? -40 Fahrenheit is -40 Celsius, and 60 degrees Celsius for the temperature range. And like I said, it's only about 7.25 long and 3.5 wide, so pretty small. You can see that. So not much to it here. Like I said, the box don't give you much. This doesn't name any of the who the company is or anything like that. So it's unbranded, but we know who it is. JF.EGWO. It's them guys. They're putting it out. They have a bunch of these on their site. If you guys are interested, go check them out. They might have one that fits what you're looking for, depending on your car size or anything and your budget. So with that being said, let's get this thing hooked up fully, and then we'll go try to start that truck. Like I mentioned, this is pretty easy. You got your jumper cables. They go into the side, and it only goes in one way. You'll see the shape of it, and that's it. You're hooked up. Like I mentioned, really short, so you're going to have to be right on top of that battery. I would prefer thicker cables with a little more length onto them, so you have more room to play with, because these are so close sometimes. It's a pain, especially on those bigger batteries. But that's it for that. So let's get this over to the truck and try to see if we can get it started. Okay, guys, we are out here. Well, this is a 2008 Ford F350. Has the big gas engine, which is the, was that 6.8 liter gas engine. So this has been sitting for months, and the battery's completely dead. There's no lights on the dash or nothing. So this would be a good, like, from totally dead start. So we're going to go inside. I'll show you that there's no lights on the dash or nothing when you turn on the key. The battery post, I'll get you guys over here. The battery posts aren't too bad. I mean, there is a little green in there. We'll try to clean those off if we have an issue, but we're going to try it right from this, because these are better than some I've seen. So let's go inside and take a look at that. All right, here we are. You guys can see the dash. We're going to put the key in. Right here, we'll turn the key. You can see that, nothing. No lights, no dings, nothing comes up or anything. It is completely dead. So we're going to go out here, hook this jump pack up and see if we can get this started. And then if that don't work, we'll clean the terminals just to give it a fair shake. If that don't work, we know it ain't going to start one this size, but our fingers are crossed. We're hoping it'll work. So let's go here and get this thing hooked up. All right, guys, we got the unit out. You can see here what we're going to do. All we're going to need is the unit here and the cables. Like I showed you when we were showing you this, you just go to the side. There's a little gray flap. You'll see the blue plugs goes in one way. We're going to hook that in there like that. Now we're going to hook up our cables. Make sure you get them to the right, even though it has the polarity protection, in case you reverse polarity, in case you hook them up wrong. We'll get it on here really good. See what I mean by the short cables too. We'll get it on here really good. And then we're good tight connections right there. Now we're going to turn the unit on. All right, we got it hooked up. We turned it on like you showed you, press start, and then we press that button on the side, and it comes up with short circuit and reverse connection prohibited. So when you have that button pressed on the side, it's going to prohibit those protections. But we know we have our red to our positive, our black to our negative. Now we're going to go inside and see if this thing even has any lights. Okay, as you guys can hear, we do have the ding going on. We're going to try to give this a start here. Holy crap, that is crazy. It started it right up. That did it no problem. Started it right up, had enough crank power too. We're in about 60-degree weather, so you're not gonna, I mean, we didn't give it a cold weather start, but for what we're doing at 59, 60, sitting, I mean, we're talking months. It's totally dead battery. Cranked it right up. Okay, alternate. Well, we know on this now we know the alternator's dead. So as soon as I unhooked it, it died. Alternator's dead. So that's going to explain why the battery's totally dead. It hasn't been charging it. This is a buddy of ours. So it does start it. I'm impressed with it. I'm going to get this started up so it's warming up, and then I got to get this moved anyway. So then I'll give you some final thoughts on the thing. I mean, I could show you how to hook up the air compressor too if you're needing that. It's nice to have it an all-in-one, but the fact that it started a 6.8, the 6.8 liter Triton V10 from cold, haven't been starting in months, that's pretty amazing. So let's go. Let me hook this back up, get it started. Well, before I start it, actually, let me go show you how the air compressor works. We'll hook it up to one of the tires, show you what we got to do to get that going. That way I give you, the full air and the jump. I'm not sure. Maybe it's a good to have it all in one if you're needing it. So let's get this hooked up to the tire. All right, we got our hose connection here. It came with all the little things so you can fill up a ball or things like that, air mattress. You just take your hose, screw it into the top of the unit. Pretty easy to do. It's only one spot. It's under that rubber boot. And then we're going to hook this up onto the valve stem. You can see it's not very long, so it's hanging there. Again, a short hose. We're going to turn it on. You press and hold the on button. You're not going to be able to see anything, I don't think, but it's because it's so dim. And then we're going to try to up the pressure. These are big tires, so they need 80 psi. So let's just turn it to 80 and see what it does. Then we're going to press start. Just like that. You press the start button after you pick your pressure, and it'll commence to pumping it up. This one does 150, so it'll do these tires, but it will take you a while, especially if you're totally empty. It's going to take a long time, but there you go. Pretty easy to hook that one up, but most of the time I think we're going to be doing the jump starts with it, but I'm shocked this little thing started this truck. It's crazy. I got some other ones that have some big claims that couldn't even start this, so yeah, I don't know. So pretty good. That's easy to hook that up. Now let me get this thing running again. All right, I'll shut that off. We got this back in here. Started it up, no problem. That's crazy. All right, we're gonna lower this hood. We got to get this moved. So all right, we got her moved over. Like I said, this thing's amazing. It started right up. Well, the alternator's probably gonna. Well, it didn't die this time, so probably all alternator was stuck. But once we got it moving, it helped it. So it is running. Awesome. But something that small, start an engine this big, a V10 that's been sitting for months. So, I mean, that's pretty good. So this is going to start most of what you want. I haven't tried it on the diesel yet, but I will do that in a future video. I'll start the diesel up from, from dead. Well, I'll unhook the batteries, let's say, and then hook this up, see if it'll crank it over. That'll be a future video, but pretty awesome. If you guys are looking for something like this in the market for it, don't pass these up just because you see the big name brand ones that are out there. They got a big price tag on them. They are pretty good. I do have one of those also. But to tell you the truth, it would not start this. I'm not sure. And that was the NOCO. The NOCO boost would not start this. That's why I was shocked. The NOCO won it because it's used for the big diesels. This thing here cranked it right over. You heard it crank it without a problem. So very impressed with this. I'm going to have to contact NOCO and see what's up with that unit because they should have easily cranked this over. With that being said, guys, if you are interested in one of these, don't forget to hit the links down below. I'll leave links to this and their website so you can check out all they have, the price ranges. If there is any coupon codes, you'll see them on their front of their page. Save you guys some money on them. I'm not affiliated with them at all. They did send me this for a review. That's what I'm doing, reviewing it. I had the perfect situation set up for that. But yeah, all that'll be down below. If you guys haven't had a chance to already, please hit that subscribe button down below. Don't forget that bell notification so you know when we post a video. Until next time, guys, thanks for watching. Try something new.